Nose heavy, sharp as a fight. Alan steady with the facts, sharp and true. Fuji's fire breaks the calm, splits it in two. Pattison Ave, where the wild hearts run. Talking sports, games, battles, lost and won. Voices rise, break chains, ignite the flame. Fanatic thunder echoing the name.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the Pattison Ave Phanatics show. I'm your host, Tom Kelly. With me, as always, Alan Andrikavich.
Yo, what is going on, fellas? It is Monday night. This is what we do. Let's do it, baby.
Yes, sir. My cousin Ryan Haynes jumping in with us again this week. What's up, dude?
What's going on, brother?
Glad you're here.
And Mike Fuji must have his green screen up because I can't see him underneath me. That's all right, Fuji. I'm just busting your chops. I'm sure you're on your way in your own special way.
Nah, Fuji's frozen in this concept of space and time.
He's literally just out there in the ether, like trapped in a glass box, rotating, just flipping in infinite space with that with how he was frozen on the show that time.
Just laid back.
If he's watching this,
he might be
if he's watching this right now, he's going to be lighting me up in my. So once a year, every year, I've been doing this since Pattison Ave Phanatics inception. God, almost 10 years ago or 10 years ago now. It's been a while, but every year, and I was telling the guys pre-show, and it never works out this way, but every year I try and do it right after the new year. So, 3 months after the new year is pretty accurate. I try and do a State of Philadelphia sports show, like the show about the current state of Philadelphia sports. All four teams, just kind of, it's like the Goodyear blimp view of what's going on with our sports team. So I hope you boys are all right with that, because it's happening whether you are or you aren't.
Let's do it. Let's go for it.
Hey, one of my things that I said in my my group chat with my buddies, because they're all from Oklahoma, I was like, if the Sixers win today, I'll eat my fucking socks, because there is no fucking chance in hell.
What's a good condiment? What's a good condiment to eat with socks?
Yeah, dude, they are so
Sean.
Very so
mustard.
Yeah, Jake, Paul, Logan Paul, whatever. Oh, jeez, oh man.
No, I think it was Jake Paul, right?
One of the.
Is that his name? What the hell's his name?
Jake Paul. Jake Paul.
Jake Paul.
You're talking the flag football thing, right?
Yeah.
He got cooked by Saquon, and Saquon was running at like 25% speed,
not even.
maybe.
Not even
trying. Yeah, not even trying.
Which is just great. Did anybody watching that flag football game see Hurts and Devontae hooking up for a couple of tutties?
Oh yeah,
bud.
Seeing that in March is a beaut. They need to keep that up.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, we weren't seeing it in February.
Yeah,
beginning of February, which would have been great. Which we saw.
Well, Mr. Number 11 dropped a few balls in that very important game. So, just saying.
Man, the visceral disdain for probably the best or
wide receiver that we've ever had. Yes.
Wide receiver that we've ever had. Look, if for nothing else, you cannot say like Philly fans are homers, man, because they will just wreck a dude. Just wreck a dude.
Oh, 100%. And they all know it too. Like, just listen to Jason Kelsey, because when he was on his retirement, he's like, they'll tear you up if you're not putting in the effort, but they'll absolutely fucking love you if you're a dog on that field.
Mm-hmm. So look, if you're not, and I guess we'll get into the fans first before we kind of bounce down this way. Look, growing up in Philly, you're in a bubble. In growing up in South Philly, in the neighborhood that I grew up in and Ryan grew up in, kind of grew up in. You moved out a little bit.
Yeah,
you were young.
It got real bad, because
it did. The glory
days.
But growing up in South Philly, you're in a bubble. There's the Philadelphia sports fan to a fan of any other team ratio is astronomical. And then as you start to expand and you go to Delco and you go to Chester County, you go to Schuylkill County, and you go to different parts, you're like, oh my God, you people actually cheer for teams other than Philadelphia teams? What weirdos?
Yeah. You're used to hearing "Go Birds" everywhere you walk.
Everywhere.
It's
Still,
how you say hello.
it is how
exactly.
You know,
exactly right.
hello to somebody. Somebody's wearing a hat, you're wearing a sweatshirt. Go Birds.
Go Birds every time. Every fucking time.
I
baby.
can't tell you. Taking the kids to Disney several years back. I literally, my outfits were laid out every day. It was like Eagles hat, shirt, Philly shorts. The next Sixers hat, Philly shirt, Eagles shorts, and I just rotated it.
All right, it's cool. So I'm not the only one then. I'm okay. Cool.
And when you see someone,
but
when you see someone in another state wearing Eagles gear or whatever, you just say yes, like brother. You know, like in Disney with the kids, and the kids are running around, and like I think we stayed at what's that? All Star Sports, I think, is the hotel we stayed at, and seen a dude wearing an Eagles hat, and I walked up to him like my mom just sent me across the playground to talk to a kid, be like, "Do you want to be friends?" It was like we're in Florida. It's like, you like the Eagles,
friends?
You like the Eagles. I like the Eagles. Obviously, we probably have a drinking problem, so there's a good chance we should hang out and let our kids get into trouble while we sit at this tiki bar all day and get ossified and then go to stand up at 5 o'clock and fall over.
Into the pool and it'll wake you right up. And
yes, yeah, absolutely.
A better vacation than that, dude.
Oh, dude, Disney is brutal. You need a vacation from your vacation when you go.
I'm sure.
To Disney. I don't know how I got on a Disney off the rails. So
too many people fight me. Too many people. I'm not. Nope, not going there.
I think the only fan base that could possibly compare to Eagles, the fan base, is the Bills Mafia.
In pro football, because there's some in pro football, the Bills Mafia are, and look, if they get love from Jason Kelce, now obviously he's got to be more he's got to be more PC now. That I see Fuge in the lobby here. I'm going to email Fuge the link for the show just to see if maybe he can unconnect and reconnect to this computer here in a second. But the Bills Mafia, I mean they're up there, but I've never heard people speak so. It's so crazy to hear people talk about Philadelphia Eagles fans in particular. How did I get? Who put baby in the corner? What's going on?
I didn't touch nothing, bro. I didn't touch anything.
Hi, Fuge.
What up, Fuge?
What's up, buddy?
What's going on,
dude? Is that a green screen behind you, or is that like a mural you have on your wall? That's badass. Is that Rocky or something?
Yeah, it's Balboa.
That's pretty all right.
Thanks.
I was like, you can't see much of it. You just see some man boobage action.
That's awesome. So you just paint random topless guys on your wall all the time. Is that what?
Yeah. How'd you guess?
You know I love you, Fuge. I'm just messing with you.
I bet you were.
So we started off the show. We're basically getting into, I text you guys on the group chat. We're just doing the state of Philadelphia sports, but we're on the topic of fans right now, Fuge, and we were talking about, and Ryan was basically comparing Eagles fans, or saying, I guess the most comparable comparison in the NFL would be Bills Mafia. Now, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Are there any other teams out there where you look at their fans? Because there's no teams where I look at their fans and I'm like, oh man, they're crazy. Oh, they're wild. They're nuts. No, my grandfather was fist fighting parking attendants at Franklin Field. Yeah, it's we're not the same. I'm sorry, other fan bases.
Same, but different, same levels of the different crazy.
Oakland used to have the black hole, right? Which I always thought was cool.
Well, they would shoot people in the stands at their games. So, so
it was a little crazy when they were in Oakland, kind of,
49ers.
That's not cool.
Vegas.
49ers fans, they would stab people.
That's true. So, and we get a bad rap.
Yeah, we do.
I don't remember any headlines. Okay, so at the vet, Judge Seamus McCafferty actually had chambers in the bowels of the stadium. Okay. And for those of you who are Philadelphia sports fans, speaking of the vet, the anniversary of it actually coming tumbling down just passed a day or two ago. And yeah, 2004. I remember standing on the side of the off ramp. Is it the off ramp to 76? I believe, or the off ramp to 95, one of the two. I don't know. I drank all night the night before, like all the way into the next day. And then like after hours club down at Grace Ferry, if anybody knows the Post. It's a good time.
Uncle Paul find this out.
You drug me there once or twice.
Hold on. Brian Garrity checking in. We did shoot a flare gun across the field in the Monday night game against the Niners. But I think the guy was just lost and trying to find a seat, Bri. That's what I said.
I go with that.
He's trying to signal his party to come meet him.
Yeah. You know, I mean, that's
over here.
that's pretty all right. But no, I do remember that. But yeah, in 2004, see that, like, Rye, you never had the opportunity to experience a game at Veterans Stadium.
I wish, man.
And a lot of guys your age and younger didn't the vet. That was an experience like not many places on earth.
Yes. Yes.
And now,
like a gladiator arena. From what
did you have season tickets at the vet?
Sure did.
Where were your seats at?
725 and 751.
Up there with all the menace of society.
Actually, 749 too.
We were 703, row 3, seats 3 and 4. So the madness came up. I got the seat as a kid, and it happened higher up in the 700. So I got to around and look at it as a kid.
so the Veteran Stadium was such an unwelcoming place and had such a reputation. Put it this way, for those of you watching that are Eagles fans, but like you're younger Eagles fans, when they made Lincoln Financial Field, when they created Lincoln Financial Field, they literally had to sit down at a board meeting and go, how can we avoid some of the things that happened at the vet, to the point where that's how seating licenses came about.
Yeah, well,
look at this squad. Have a great show, guys. Thanks, Norman.
The other thing, as a season ticket holder, everyone who was in the section together, they made sure that they
split them up,
labeled them everywhere in the stadium, so you didn't have that immediate camaraderie of like, it's the same 15 people I've been sitting around with for the past 7 years over there.
Yes.
You
get all your everything. And all that was done strategically.
We went from row 703, row 3 to section 239.
Oh, you don't have to tell me. I've gone to games with you.
We were 3 rows from the bottom, and we went to 4 rows from the top.
I know you were 4 rows from Wow Fooge, like a phantom. I remember going to games with you and walking up the stairs. I felt like if I like 10 more steps and I'm at heaven.
Yes.
And I don't mean like this is a great place to be. I mean like I'm dead and I'm very high up.
Yep. Yep. And that railing,
it's like a gladiator arena. The vet was literally like a gladiator arena.
The 700 level is notorious. Absolutely notorious for. I know we said we're doing state of Philadelphia, but we're kind of in that lull right before baseball starting this week, and you got the draft will be here in a month or so, but whatever. We're just kind of rolling with what we're talking about.
Killing it. But
it doesn't mean nothing. The 700 level. If I can describe the 700 level, the old, it's easier to fall, break an arm, leg, than walk back down. That's very true, Brian.
That's wild.
Very true. If I had to describe the 700 level in its heyday, in the 80s and 90s, I would just say like downtown Beirut, right as it's being bombed by wave after wave of like B-2 bombers. That's the because I remember going to a game as a kid, a Phillies game, like early in the season against the Mets. And my dad took me. It was my first ever baseball game that I went to, first ever Phillies game I went to. And I vividly remember a grown man punching another grown man right in his face because he thought he was sitting in his seat. But the guy who punched him because he thought that other guy was sitting in his seat was so drunk and just read the numbers wrong. Like, I remember this. It's like a 9-year-old kid. And I'm like, oh, okay. Is this what we're supposed to do here? Like, this is terrifying.
Yeah. Well, a story from 703. I was probably, I don't know, 11 years old sitting up there, right? Eagles-Dallas game. Me and my dad. Dallas fan comes up. The chant start, asshole. Another thing they did away with immediately at Lincoln Financial Field. Immediately, they would grab you up and throw you out. You know what I mean? They did away with that asshole chant immediately, which sucked because I got thrown out. I got a warning letter. I almost lost my tickets just for calling it man.
Papa Andrew Cabbage was probably hot.
Oh, he was very hot. Yeah, he was very hot. Yeah, he was very hot. He said, "Where's your money for? Where's your money for the ticket, dickhead?"
It's fucking awesome. Absolutely awesome. I hold on. John Wagner checking in. The Vet was one of the coldest stadiums for a night game. Damn, that place was. Talking about stadiums there, talking about building one. The Link is only about 20-some years old. Do you think it's going to happen? Dude, that's a really good point, John.
I really hope not.
I hope not.
I would rather they renovate the current stadium, okay? Because Lurie's ultimate plan is he wants to host a Super Bowl. Okay, it doesn't matter how big your stadium is, but it has to be enclosed.
Yeah, it has to have a retractable roof.
Right. I would rather them add seats close in the stadium with one of those retractable ceilings that did come out to the season ticket holders. We got to take a survey of what we would prefer, and that was my preference. I was like, do not
on the bottom of your survey, written in crayon, it says "Bring back the asshole chant."
Yeah, right. Exactly. Please take that scar off of my resume. You know what I mean?
Because it should get expunged after 7 years. The fact that the Link is over 20 years old is mind blowing.
Yes,
yeah, it is
mind blowing.
Yep.
So let's get into fan base here, and Rye. I got like. I'm in between like Fuji and Ryan age wise. So like Fuji, when you were a kid, I want to start with you as far as fans go. Were Philadelphia fans? We don't even need to say Eagles fans. Just Philadelphia fans in general. Were they as crazy or seemingly as crazy as they're made out to be today?
I would say to a point, probably not as crazy as today.
It's rambunctious.
Yeah, especially with social media and all that.
That's the thing. Now, because of social media, because I think a huge factor in today's sports, watching it and spectating it, compared to 25 years ago, is cell phones. Anything that happens in the stands. I remember there were times where if you didn't get the right radio station, you didn't know what happened in the Phillies game. Yep. If you didn't go to the game unless you heard it on the radio, or you would have to read it in the Daily News the next morning.
Well,
so are you saying that we didn't see everything that went on back then?
That's my.
You know how many Eagles games were blacked out back in the day? You couldn't even.
Yes, because
Channel 10 had to buy the remainder of the tickets.
Yeah.
The game to be seen on TV.
There were
Quite a few blackouts back then.
Shout out to
The-
NFL Sunday Ticket.
the East Side Abroad didn't get
Prism.
Spectrum. Prism, that's right. Prism. They had the people on the East Side. They actually had to come over to the West Side Abroad. Now, thankfully, we lived growing up
Of course you
on
did, right? Here he goes.
the West Side Abroad. What?
Here he goes.
Oh my God! Look, Fuj, if you want, we can spotlight. We can spotlight where you're from if you want. I'm sorry.
I'm not saying anything.
I know you're not. I'm just kidding.
You folks up
Montgomery
there in
County,
Grays
born and
Ferry.
raised, dog. What's up?
Hey, Grace Ferry
Marco,
represents.
I know you guys in Grays Ferry had all the connections up there with Prism on the west side of Broad Street.
that's right, on the West Side of
Yeah.
Broad Street.
That's right.
So.
Damn right.
Yes, I firmly believe that's kind of circle back that cell phones and then smartphones, not even so much cell phones. Like I had Nextels back in the day, but you're not snapping pictures, let alone the video that you can get of nonsense.
Anytime something
today.
happens nowadays, they're pulling out their cell phones, taking a video of it.
It's
Everybody.
It's instant. You get instant feedback, if you have thousands of friends on Facebook or on Instagram or whatever, at minimum a handful of people are going to be wherever it is, like whatever sporting event or whatever. So you're going to know what's going on. Not to mention updates you can get on your phone and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
I think the fans nowadays are more timid than.
Yeah.
Let's say
Timmy.
looking at when I was hold on. So younger fans, I should say. Let me clarify. Fans in their early 20s today. I don't think
You haven't been down to a game in a while, have you?
it has been a little bit. Yeah.
No, the parking lot is where the madness is, man. Like that's where
It's
where
like a
the
shit
opposing
show.
fan. That's where the opposing fan walking through has to mind their P's and Q's. Once you're in the stadium, yes, people.
When you're in the stadium, you got security to kind of bail you out a little bit.
But in that parking lot, if you're not with a gang of people, do not run your mouth because you will get hurt, dude. You'll get hurt.
Animal acts.
Uh-huh.
So I honestly,
That aspect of it has not changed. The parking lot for an opposing fan, if you have a loud mouth, is still a dangerous spot.
It's pack mentality. Oh, really, Alan? Really, a parking lot is a dangerous place for opposing fans who have a loud mouth? Really? I'll put your story out here shortly.
Honestly, some people shouldn't even be
when I
down
end
there.
up in the cooler?
Seriously. All jokes aside, some of these jokers shouldn't even be down there tailgating.
No, and look, if you're threatening physical harm, look, you can,
Of course.
you can ride somebody for wearing an opposing team shirt. If you're coming into any stadium as an opposing team's fan and going into their home stadium, and you don't expect the level of razzing, you're just being unrealistic. But threatening
to the
people.
Minnesota championship game. Look at the videos in with all the. I ain't talking about that jackass.
I love that kid though.
I ain't talking about that jackass.
I love him.
Seriously, it's a lot of animal acts.
Yeah,
it is.
Might as well be.
And look, and when you come into here, it's a pack mentality. It really is. And you are. Like to say odd man out would be an understatement of seismic proportions.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, how many bandwagon jumpers are there?
That's a really good question.
Those are the true Eagle fans.
So I was gonna talk about that too. And then how do you identify a bandwagon jumper? I mean, we'll use the Eagles as an example. How can you identify a bandwagon fan? I know how. I know history. I have.
You show up in your fresh new jersey, your fresh new hat, your fresh new everything to the game.
Yes. Now look,
man.
now,
I got old shit. I go with
now,
old.
now look, this isn't a knock. Now there's a fine line between I'm a bandwagon jumper and I'm buying all new gear to like, hey, my team just won the Super Bowl, last year, the year before.
Jersey.
Yeah, I want the patch jersey, I want the hats and everything like that. I totally get that. Yep. It's the let me in your house and let me in your closet. I want to see what else you got. I have all of my Eagles
jersey. You got a fucking Foles jersey from before the Super Bowl? That's
sir, yes, sir.
My Foles jersey, I actually bought a tag.
I'm about to get up
tag and ironed it on to my former.
Put it on right now.
Yeah.
So this is just an off the rail show, by the way, folks. So hopefully nobody was really locked into whatever the topic was going to be, because here we are now.
We're talking sports.
Sorry, guys.
So I remember in January of 2018, or not even maybe a couple months before that, so 2017, the end of 2017, when Carson Wentz went down. And I literally had to he went down, and we won the game. I think, did we clinch that game? Did we clinch the NFC in that game?
Yeah, he threw the touchdown past the ceiling on his fucked up leg.
Yes. Now I had several adult sodas watching that game, and I'm hearing all this news. And Rye, to your point, when they were like, there's a good chance that Nick Foles will be the starter next week, I remember running down to my basement, busting open a tote of old jerseys, pulling out my Nick Foles jersey from his first go around with the Eagles, putting it on. I had somebody take a picture of me going like this, and I put it out on Facebook. I'll have to go back and find it, and it just said, "Next man up."
Dude.
Next man up, and that was
the man it was. And what a man it was, dude.
Yeah, unfortunately, it worked, and then Carson felt away about it. It almost worked the next year. Jeffries catches that damn ball. Catches the ball.
I honestly felt bad for him, because that was such an uncharacteristic drop for him, dude. He was one of those receivers that
you could see it too. Like the emotion he showed after it was like, it made you. It reminds me of when Freddie Barnett caught that ball against the San Francisco 49ers. I forget what the playoff game was. And he got the first down, right? And he left the ball there, and they moved the ball back. Get when it was, and it broke my effing heart. We ended up losing that game. Oh, God, I forget what game it was.
1996.
Is that what it was? 96. I remember.
In San Fran?
Yeah, in San Fran.
Yeah.
I remember screaming
at the TV.
Yeah, I remember screaming at the TV because they moved the ball back. They moved the ball back. We had the first down. They moved the ball back. We didn't have the first down. We didn't, and then we lost the game. It was
Arkansas. Fred Barnett.
That was a low-scoring game.
It was. Yep.
Was that like a 14-7 game? No, that wasn't a 14-7 game, was it?
It was something like that.
It was a close game though, and we were moving the ball to win the game, and then and we lost the first down, and it effed us. Us.
Now that's one time you could say Eagles versus the refs.
So those 80s and early to mid 90s Eagles team, I swear there was a curse. There had to have been some sort of curse, man. They had some of even though Buddy Ryan was a huge proponent of defense and didn't really care about, what did he tell Randall to go out and make
3-4 big plays a game?
Yes,
defense will take care of the rest.
Yep. Huge for the defense.
Exact words.
And that defense, that was the 91. Was it the 91 defense? The 91 Eagles are statistically are the second best defense of all time.
Yeah, on the 83 Bears.
No, it's not the 85 Bears.
They're not the 85 Bears.
No, they're behind I believe it was the 86 Giants. And then, so like that top five is like
no Taylor and stuff. Oh,
yeah. Carl Banks, like they're that giant team statistically. I'm not saying talent wise. I'm not saying the 2000 Ravens were a phenomenal
numbers
too.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were. The Legion of Boom was off the charts for that run that they had out there.
When was that? 20.
What's that? The Legion of Boom.
Legion of Boom. When was
Seattle,
that?
Was that 2012?
Yeah, I was going to say 2012 or 2013.
Yeah,
2012 and probably 2013. Yeah.
So,
man, it fell apart.
Yeah.
So you know how like people have fun sometimes, and they'll be like, "Oh, you take this Eagles team and pit them against this Eagles team, and which team would win?" What if you took Eagles fans from the 1980s and 90s and put them against Eagles fans from today in a fight to the death in the parking lot? Which fan base would win?
I'm in, dude. I'm so in. Let's go, dude. I'm a sergeant in the United States Army, so I'm gonna say, yeah, I'm kicking ass.
No, that's all well and good until some guy who has a wrapped up hoagie busts out a bottle, smashes it, and stabs somebody with it because he's sneaking a bottle of vodka into the game.
Yeah,
which you cannot do anymore because you cannot bring in outside food.
Nope.
I watch.
We're talking about games.
Full body fucking detectors, and if there's anything that's off, they fucking flag you and pull you.
Dude, there were dads with handicapped kids in wheelchairs, and they were hiding like beer bubbles under the wheelchair and bringing it in.
I love it.
There was a guy a section over from us, section whatever the fuck it was, 704 or whatever. He was in a wheelchair. Okay, they would bring him in with a keg, a full keg underneath his fucking wheelchair. They did it for years and years and years, and they couldn't figure out at the end of the game where the fucking keg was coming from. And then they finally ended up catching the guys. But they did it for years, dude. They did it for years. They brought up a fucking keg, passed out beers the whole fucking game.
Oh,
that's fantastic.
How you like us now, modern day Eagles fans? How you like us now?
Hey, man, that's some pretty impressive shit. I'm not gonna lie.
$1 a beer. You're up at the fucking thing. $1 a beer, dude. Like, what the fuck?
That's awesome.
Back in the 1980 World Series, people were climbing. Remember how the ramps were?
Yes.
They were climbing up there, getting in the stadium.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And so I think because security is better nowadays. It's got to be, right? It's got to be.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not a knock on the security guards back in the day, but just different protocols and different things are in place and things are set up to keep things more calm now.
Everything changed. We don't have to go political, but after 9/11, everything changed.
That's true.
Yeah, it's for sure. Security
everywhere.
Security
everywhere.
The book on security was rewritten after 9/11.
Yeah.
But
that's why you can't bring booze into this damn stadium no more, because now they got a magic detector you're gonna walk through that picks up everything. It's like, what is that? That's my bladder.
So Rye, since you 31? You're 31, right?
33, brother.
I'm old, dude. All right, so I don't want you to take offense to that because literally 3 days in a row last week, I 3 days in a row last week, I literally was thinking to myself, am I 44 or 45? I could not figure out how old I was. 3 days last week in a row, I finally was like, okay, yeah, I am 44. All right. Anyway, so don't take offense to that. I don't know how old anybody is. But
5 days ago, I had that thought to myself on my own birthday. I was like, "How old am I?"
I want you to think. I want you to think about the insanity that this is. People still show up the same time to tailgate, and lots opened earlier back in the day, like way earlier, like 6 a.m., not noon for a 4 o'clock game or 8 for a 1 o'clock day. Like no, they were open early a.m.
5 in the morning.
You got guys that are tailgating all morning into the afternoon long, and then they're sneaking into the stadium with full bottles of liquor.
Yep.
And
Yep.
now they're a lot of those guys are just sipping that until the third quarter when they stop serving alcohol, and then they're shotgunning full bottles of liquor. If the Eagles lose, which they did a decent amount back in those times, it's chaos.
Yeah. I got a funny story about that, man. God bless his soul. But my Uncle Jack, man. We went down. Me, my dad, my Uncle Jack. I was probably like 7 or 8. Goes, Alan, put this in your underwear, and he hands me a bottle of liquor. And my dad goes, Jack, really? And he goes, if they search a kid down there, we're going to fight these motherfuckers. I remember him saying it. We're going to fight them. And I was like, all right, cool. Like, I just walked through the thing, just like, whatever. We got through this. They got through the security. Boom, boom. Uncle Jack, Al, here you go. I was like, all right, here you go.
Being the elder statesman of the Pattison Ave Phanatics show, and that's not an insult. You just got a couple more years than I do. What can you remember some of the crazy shit that you saw at Veteran Stadium in your years there?
Yeah, of course.
Like,
you could write a book.
Absolutely.
Free for alls all over in the 700.
Yeah.
It was mayhem. Now what? That's why I said the Vet was the 12th man, not Seattle. They could go pound sand with that.
Oh yeah. Oh, the Vet was crazy. Oh, that brings me back to I never told the story. I got on another rant about some other shit. The freaking my story of the Dallas Cowboys game in the section 703. Dallas Cowboys fans come up, right? My dad goes, "This isn't good." He walks up, right? This dude, 5, 6, 7, 10. I don't even know how many rows behind us. You're not wearing that shit up here. Comes down, smashes this dude in the face. He goes rolling down the steps past us. Like the only thing that saved him was the barrier. Dude, it was it was crazy. Like the Vet was a crazy.
Used to break out up there. I mean, like I said, it was a friggin' zoo.
Yeah.
So I remember.
Still remember to this day. They're not wearing that. Shut up there, and then whack, and here comes the dude back in the steps.
I remember. It was either what year was it? It had to be 2001 when they played Tampa Bay.
Oh, are you talking about in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Are you talking about? Oh, okay.
Remember, like they would have the beer stands on the wheels.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, after the game, there must have been about 15 dudes that basically hopped on the damn thing, went down every ramp. And by the time they got down to the 200 level, everybody got off of it and it like hit one of the gates and just everybody just scattered. Oh my God. That's how drunk. Like,
now I worked stand 1, 2, 3 at Lincoln Financial Field for several years as a nonprofit for my Mummers Club for Golden Crown, and we were getting sauced serving the public. So I remember
coming by, dropping $20, walking away with 4 beers.
Look, and I'm literally reaching over. I'm stuffing pretzels in your pockets. I'm stuffing popcorn in your jacket. You and your dad would buy a beer, or you and your brother, whoever you were there with, or Courtney, if Courtney came with you to the game. And I'm cracking multiples and giving them to you. I'm giving you 3 cups, even though you're not supposed to have more than 2 when you're walking around.
Yep. I downed a few right there, so it's like I didn't.
Yes.
Don't even get whacked. I just got this. Whoop, I got it. There
So
you go.
when you worked the stand, you comped beers, or if you opened a case and there was a couple of bottles that were broken, you would just be like, oh, okay, there was only 18 in that case. Really? It's weird that that an exact 6-pack broke of those bottles. That is weird. It's totally weird.
It's crazy.
Anybody see my message?
Oh, I saw your message. Yeah, that in the private chat. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So I can absolutely see that.
Yep.
So wait a minute.
Didn't you guys have the draft beer so it was easier to like
cans? We had mostly cans.
Well, they did have the draft beer too back then.
Yeah.
No, I got to a point.
I thought when you were working the stand, you had draft beer because back in the day it was draft beer. Now it's
our stand did not have draft beer.
Okay.
So where was the stand at?
It was in section 1, 2, 3.
Well, yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. It was so easy to tell people, even drunk people tailgating, when they would call me and be like, "Where are you?" I'm like, 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay, and people would wander up because it's easy to remember. I got to a point where I would take 2 of the plastic cups, and I would take 2 beers and just be able to hold them like that, and I had the angle perfect, as long as the beers weren't shaken up or anything, where I could pour them beers right to the top. Crush the cans, throw them out. I had it down to a science. And
sounds like
I remember my 15-year-old self, and he was my favorite bartender. Trust.
not that, Mom. If you're watching, I wasn't feeding Ryan alcohol when he was 15. Please.
It was a bad influence. Now the truth comes out.
Well,
serving minors.
Anybody who knew me knew I wasn't a good influence.
You still aren't.
I'm not at all.
You were serving minors. You were serving minors, weren't you?
Look at me. I turned
out. No, I just said that I didn't. I just said that I didn't.
Out of here.
But we definitely
okay.
At stand 1, 2, 3 from the beginning of the season until like the end of the season, if we were lucky enough to be in the playoffs or whatever, which we were several times.
How'd you get that job?
It was nonprofit for our Mummers Club. They basically you get this. I don't know who they talk to in the, like, I guess the front office of the Eagles, but so a lot of these stands you can work and you'll get a percentage of the stand earnings will go towards, and it went towards our Mummers Clubs. And
right. How'd he get that job?
He has no idea.
How'd he get that job?
You know how I got that job? Because they were like, Kelly, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything on the weekends. We need people down the link. You're going. Oh, okay. And then when I showed up there and it was like my second game, they were like, hey, don't tell anybody, but like we drink beers. I was like, I'm not going to tell anybody. Just have some beers.
Nobody.
And you would go into the walk-in, you smash a beer, and you'd hide the can or the bottle in the trash, or the bottle you just break. You break the bottle. But like a can, you would hide the can and then just throw it out with the trash. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Get wrecked.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
It was good.
Like there were nights. I don't even understand the show today, but it's cool. There were nights when we would like party all night long, and then like everybody would stumble in to work our shift at the link ossified. Like not even like remotely close to being a decent human being. You're just a mess. And it's the only way you can make it through the shift, man. Hair to dog.
Hell yeah. It's the way
to be. What year was this?
If I had to guess, I would say 2000, right? 2004 to 8.
The year they went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, then maybe 5, maybe 2005 to 8. It wasn't the year they went. I didn't work at the year they went.
Yeah. I still sat way up top, and you know what? The deal. It was so good. I traveled.
You had to. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care where you sat in a stadium. If you had somebody So like this wasn't a like, hey, I punch in, I make this paycheck, it helps to support my family. This is all nonprofit. I didn't see a dime of this money. So the amount of actual giving a shit that I gave was so minimal because it didn't affect me. It like, you know, whatever. And like, oh no, what am I doing? Drinking a couple of beers on big corporate's dime.
What about the tips? The money from the tips.
All the tips. Anybody that tipped anything would go into a jar, and all that went to the Mummers Club as well. No individual person got anything from it.
Oh,
except the rage and hangover the next day.
I'd just be there for the fucking experience, man. Are you kidding? That's amazing.
When I tell, like, they would tell me all the time, like, yo, like you got to know, because we're serving alcohol. They'd be like, you got to know when somebody's had too much. Now, I'm an empathetic individual. If somebody's shit faced, but they can get to me and order it coherently enough where I can understand what they're saying, I'm not going to deny a human being a beer. You're going to have to throw me out of here. Not going to do it.
Electric, man.
Totally off topic, but we were down, I think it was the graffiti bar down in the city one night, and I'm totally ossified, dude. Totally out of it. They go to my wife, they tell her, hey, you guys should think about getting out of here. Like he's bad, like whatever. Right? Like, so they go to the bartenders and they, don't serve them, whatever. I go up, I'm like, again, somehow totally coherent, and say, hey, can I get another Miller Lite? They serve me another Miller Lite. The freaking manager comes up. How the hell did you get another beer? I'm like, your people's. To him, I couldn't express myself, but then a bartender sure as shit could.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time where
completely off the rails. Yes,
that's okay. Well, we're totally off the rails. I haven't looked at show prep an iota. So. Since we're on the topic of Eagles fans and Eagles fans doing dumb shit or maybe having too much to drink, let's talk about an away game at Giant Stadium.
Yes, let's do it.
And this is a bus trip that Alan calls me. We're working together at FedEx. Alan calls me a week prior. He's like, dude, actually, I think we were talking about it, drinking beers after a shift. Weird. Yeah. And he was like, dude, I got an extra ticket. Do you want it or something? Like, I don't know, whatever.
I was like, dude, you want to come with me to freaking, this John? You're like, that's a question.
Yep. So I showed up at his house Saturday. We drank all day Saturday, all night Saturday night, slept for a few hours, got up, drove down to the stadium.
Yep.
The bus was literally leaving from the link going up to Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
Drove down to the stadium, get out of the car, walk onto the bus, and it's just as much beer as you could possibly imagine for this 90-minute ride up to the Meadowlands, roughly.
Yep.
So we're hungover from the night before. This is Alan and myself, just total stand-up human beings, the best kind of people you want to be around. And we
I want to screenshot foods right now.
We start pounding them for the bus ride. What time? We to get to the Meadowlands like 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning. So it's a 4 o'clock game.
Yeah.
So
because we went in there and started getting dark. Yeah.
We get there, and now we are roasted. I'm just a bigger guy than Alan, so I can hold it a little bit better. I mean, the guy's good at what he does. So I turn around and I'm talking to an Eagles fan. We're standing by the bus, and I go to Al and I go, "Yo, Al, you grab me. Are you going to get a beer? Can you grab me one?" He goes, "Yeah." And it's the cooler's right over my left shoulder. I'm talking to this guy, and I said something.
It's a coffin size cooler.
Yeah, they're the 6 foot long, like when you go fishing, like deep sea fishing, like these big giant coolers you put fish in.
Yep.
And I said something to the guy, and I was like, "Right, Alan." I turn around and he's nowhere to be found. And I mean, like, there's no way he could have went to the other side of the bus or disappeared that fast. He was right there. And I hear a faint muffle of a voice and a banging. He fell into the cooler and it shut on him and locked behind him.
Yeah. And that latch, and the latch came down. I'm in the cooler. Yo, Yo,
I open it, and like without missing a beat, he was like, "Yo," and hands me a beer, and then gets up out of the cooler. So and this is like, it's not even noon, and this has happened.
Getting close to game time yet.
Now we have a minimum of another 3.5 hours worth of drinking. We go into the stadium, and if anybody that's watching, if anybody that's stuck around because we're so far off the rails is watching, these bus trips usually group everybody together. You get tickets, and you know, all the fans sit together. So there was probably 25, 30, 40, maybe 50 Eagles fans sitting in a section. Yep. But you're a giant stadium, so the majority of it, just check it in. That's the best. The majority of it is
I think it's much better.
It does get better. The majority of it is Giants fans, and we're talking a reasonable amount of shit, not an exorbitant amount of shit. Just a reasonable amount, like just enough to let them know that we're there. Our team's better than you. We think we're better fans than you. That you're like, New Jersey smells. This sucks. You people suck. But like nothing crazy.
That Irish guy kept me hyped though. That was the problem. Was it the Irish guy or what?
Yes. Yeah. Well, because he kept feeding you beers, and I kept asking him to stop. So you turn around and start doing like the DX fucking to everybody sitting there. You're doing the DX.
God.
WWE, you know, like the game.
The Joel Embiid fucking.
Yes, yeah, pretty much. And people are starting to like, and he did it so many times that people are starting to get pissed off now. And I'm like, and this is before, like,
by the way, at this
point, I'm like, Al, knock it off. Al, knock it off. No, for them, they don't want to do them. I'm like, nah, dude, come on, stop. So it gets to a point where I see them plotting our demise. And I'm like, I need to, because Courtney will kill me if something happens to Alan on my watch. I just know that. Courtney will kill me. I have to, and I don't feel like running. I don't feel like covering the routes that he has to cover at FedEx either. His ass needs to be working Monday too. That's probably more what I was worried about.
Yeah.
So I stand up and I'm like, "Yo, let's go get another beer." And he's like, "That's a great idea. We'll be back, motherfucker." And he's doing the DX thing, and we start. And so I'm like, "Yes," in my drunken mind, who had been drinking for like, I don't know, 60 hours straight. I'm like, "Yes, I'm a genius. This is a great idea. I got him." So we're going out, and he was like, "Man, I thought we were getting a beer." I was like, dude, they stopped serving beer. What do you know? I was like, "But there's beer down in the bus. We should go down to the bus. The Eagles are going to win this anyway." And he was like, "All right." So we start walking down, and every single Giants fan that he passes, like some of the things that he was saying, some wasn't even English. Some was the meanest stuff you ever heard in your entire life. And he's just to everybody we walk by. So the crowd behind us.
I'm in blackout mode at this point.
Yes, he is. He absolutely is, because I had to regale him with this story that Monday at work. The crowd behind us is beginning to grow like a mob with pitchforks. Like it wasn't good. Now what's that?
With torches too.
Yes. Now I'm starting to sober up because
kill me.
Fear and adrenaline is setting in.
Moment. Yeah, this is no fuck moment right here.
And I'm like, now we had been drinking for days at this point. And I'm like, okay, I need to traverse these steps pretty quickly. And I need to make sure that he does without like knocking himself unconscious.
Kill him.
I'm like, come on. I put my arm around. I'm like, come on. And I grab his shoulder so he can't go anywhere. And he was like, I'm good. I was like, I know. I'm drunk. I'm good. We'll just walk down the steps. I'm like, great. He was like, you don't have to hold me up. I'm good. I'm like, excellent. I take my arm off him, And like the flash, I'd never seen somebody move so fast in my life. Spins around, starts walking back up the stairs, cursing at people, taking off his jersey, getting ready to fight.
Holy shit.
And Alan, and for those of you that are still watching out there, Alan is not a bad guy, and he is not like a troublemaker like that, but he's bomb.
No.
So I had to make critical, I had to, critical decision making, and it had to be immediate. So I take 2 steps at a time back up to him, grab him and spin him, throw him over my shoulder, and I'm walking down the stairs with him over my shoulder, and he's cursing at everybody, chasing us down the stairs.
Wow.
That's amazing.
We get outside. I get him into a seat, and Alan lays down for a nice long nap.
I woke up. I saw the end of the game. I was peering like a little sicko freak. I was peering through another RV's window, watching the end of the game.
Oh no! Yeah, but you woke up prior to that too, because I'm sitting in the seat across from you, and I'm starting to doze off, and I'm listening to the game. I think they had it on the radio on the bus, and it was like somebody struck you with a bolt of lightning. You popped up and started running towards the front of the bus, and I had to grab you and put you back in your seat. I'm like, dude, we're done. So then I had to sit like 5 seats ahead of you, laying across seats to make sure that you didn't get out of the bus. You were going to beat up all of Giant Stadium. You were.
Yeah.
What year
Or
was
die
this?
trying.
What year was this, Alan? I don't remember.
Where's my phone? I sent you. Oh, where the fuck is it?
I don't know. It's a good thing we're not fucking FCC regulated.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Who cares about that?
God.
So and you're
I will find it.
the fact that I got you home unscathed from that game, and people that I tell that story to, they're like, dude, there's no way that happened. I'm like, this absolutely happened.
Yeah.
It was like a Shakespearean play playing out in front of your eyes.
Yep.
And I don't know how we didn't get just beaten into submission.
Mauled.
It was okay. That was 11/20/11. It was an 8:20 p.m. game.
So it was an 8:00 game.
Yeah,
So we were.
here's literally the
That
ticket.
makes sense.
I texted it to you a long time ago. Yeah,
Yes.
that is the ticket from that game. Yes, folks. That's back when in the old days when they still gave you an actual game ticket.
Yeah, like a game ticket, like a laminated actual ticket.
An actual.
Not laminated, but
Actual ticket. You see there? Actual ticket.
Lanyard would.
Yeah. Yep, all that good stuff. Yeah. We sat in, where the hell did we sit? I know we were at the top of it. Come on, you stupid phone.
around a lot of Giants fans. That's where we sat, and they weren't happy with us at all.
300, section 331, row 22. I was in seat 6.
Was it the old Giants
Yes.
Stadium?
Yes,
or
old
MetLife
Giant.
Stadium?
Old Giants, not MetLife, I believe.
Yeah, not MetLife. Yeah.
It was a couple of years before MetLife.
Yeah.
Just for the record, I diffused the situation, folks. You're welcome, America.
Yes.
I'm wearing my salute to service garb right now. I salute you for your service.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So do I. He saved my life.
Maybe you can do that at all the airports going on right now.
You get the Medal of Philadelphia fan honor in my book.
Yes.
Alan,
We're saving your brother from another mother.
absolutely.
I gotta get this dumbass out of here.
It's crazy, dude.
There's
probably like 48 hours before you even started watching that game.
Look, I'll make this quick.
Pre-gamed and then pre-gamed again, and yeah, it was.
I'll make this quick.
Yeah.
I went to a Springsteen concert with my buddy Jason Bizzetti and my buddy Tommy McCarron. Bruce was going on stage Friday night, 8 p.m. we started drinking Wednesday night after work. We drank until the bars closed in the neighborhood, then went to the after hours bar, and then stayed there until the bars opened on Thursday. Went back to the bars, drank, stayed to the after hours. Back to the after hours closed. Friday morning, we were down there tailgating, making eggs in the parking lot. I'm a damn good time. Okay, I'm a damn good friggin' time.
Yeah, man.
I don't toot my own horn often. I ain't good at much.
Tommy, we got to go to
But
Vegas.
I could tailgate the shit out of stuff.
That's why I'm saying.
Alan and I tailgated Will Heisler's funeral.
Yes, we did. God bless.
We sat in a cemetery in like the little bag chairs and drank a 30-pack, waiting for people to arrive to send our friend off.
Yep.
Awesome.
And Will would have had it no other.
Absolutely.
He would have had it no other.
I expect the same for mine.
Well, Will Heisler died drinking Red Bull vodkas and taking Blue Chew. That's how Will Heisler went.
That's a whole way to go.
He did get it in one last time.
Yes, he did.
So I mean, you gotta go. That's the way to go.
Look, thank you.
We are not sponsored by Blue Chew.
No,
We are not. We are not.
To sponsor the show.
Shameless plug here.
Quick fact: the first commercial I ever read on the Pattison Ave Phanatics show was a Blue Chew commercial.
That was a long time ago.
It was before you. It was long before Blue Chew was what it was.
Yeah.
Was that on Wildfire Radio?
That was Wildfire Radio. Yes.
Yeah, that was a long time. I remember those cuts.
Yeah, and it wasn't like one of those. Not only am I the president, but I'm also a client commercial. Like it wasn't like endorsing it.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, if you were having a problem, try.
Were you a client?
I was not. No.
About the president?
Present day, no. I'm still currently not a client either, Fuge. But thanks for
Were you the president then?
No, not at all.
Hey man,
I figured I'd ask. So
Hopefully never.
Maybe you might have got some Blue Chews for free.
We joked with like the guys who were on the Pattison Ave Phanatics show at the time. I was like, dude, I got this commercial read. You guys aren't going to believe what this is, and I'm not even telling you until I read it out on the air for the first time. And they're like, oh, this has got to be good. They're like, what? Like, is it like men's diapers? Like, not that I was embarrassed. I just knew that I knew the ear beating that I was going to get from my host at the time.
You were so red, weren't you?
I read this the cold read they call it and nailed it. I nailed it. And
had you told the rest of your crew at that point what it was about, you would have started laying in at the cold read, and dude, it would have been freaking.
And I wanted to make sure that I did a good job. I wanted Wildfire Radio to be proud of the Pattison Ave Phanatics. And look, this is what they wanted me to read. I'm reading it.
They should have made you the poster.
No shame.
The spokesperson.
No shame in my game, dude. There's every single podcast on the fucking planet's got that fucking ad read right now.
Yes, absolutely, it does. You're welcome.
Every single one.
Seriously, I'd never even heard of this stuff before I read it. And our show on Wildfire Radio was the first show to do that commercial read. And John Crichton, who was the sports director for Wildfire Radio, a good buddy of mine, came up to me. He was like, I got this thing. He was like, nobody else wants to read this. Will you read this? I'm like, yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
And then the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, look, I don't even know.
Friends reading that shit every single fucking episode.
Oh, my God. Hi, Bobby Mom.
Bobby Mom.
Oh, my God. Bobby, it's your mother. That's hilarious. I love Bad Friends. They're funny. Well, look, I don't know where the last hour and 5 minutes went, but
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Thank you, boys. Thank you, everybody who was in on the text line and watching. Thank you for Fuge for showing up and then leaving and showing up and then leaving and showing up. Appreciate you there.
I feel like I was the kid to put a rock on the rail to derail this train. today.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Well done.
Made it to reality.
Well done.
You're welcome anytime, brother. Anytime.
It was your
Yeah.
host, Tom Kelly.
Yes.
hey, man, it's a good time. It's a good time.
For Michael, the late Fuji, for Ryan, the young Buck Haynes, and for Alan, the getting carried out of the Giant Stadium, Andrew Cavage. I'm Tom Blue Chew Kelly. This is the Pattison Ave Phanatics show. We're out of here.
See you, Blue.